Okay, in this tutorial, we're going to go over a few of the commands in SketchUp, and that way everyone can get used to using SketchUp. In the Week 4 folder, I put up a list of SketchUp commands, so if you click on that, there are all the commands that we are going to use. I shouldn't say all of them, but a significant amount. And so we'll go over a few of them and get everyone started on how to use the majority of these, and we'll go from there. And so let's go back to SketchUp. So here's SketchUp. Just a quick review. The software is set up to kind of help you draft plans and 3D structures. You have these basically like a coordinate system, a Cartesian coordinate system, where if you've ever graphed numbers on a coordinate system in math class, this is basically the same thing, where you'll have anything on this green line and this red line creating two-dimensional geometry. So you'll see I just created a rectangle. And on this blue line right here is your three-dimensional geometry. And that's what that's for. All these lines are perpendicular to each other, meaning that they are 90-degree angles. So you'll notice that that's going to be very important when it comes to especially drawing like a house. You know, all the walls are 90-degree angles in most houses. And so the first command I'm going to talk about is the line command, the letter L. And if for whatever reason your keyboard's not working, it's right here, line command. And you hover over it, it'll tell you line. And I'm going to go ahead and left click on the origin and drag this line out. And notice how it turned green and it's saying on green axis. It's exactly what I want. I want to make sure that when I drop this line on the green axis and my next line is going to be on the red axis, this is perpendicular to this line, where this is going to be 90 degrees. And that's a good thing. So I'm going to draw this other line down here, and I'm going to, so you can see any lines that go this way are on the red, any lines that go this way are on the green. And so now I'm going to try and find green. There we go. So that's on the green axis. Even though it says red axis, it's touching on the red axis, but you can clearly see that this line is highlighted in green, where right here it's black. And so this is SketchUp telling you it's touching the red axis, which is great. I want that because I need to make a line to the endpoint. Speaking of endpoint, every line has an endpoint on both ends of the line. It also has a midpoint where it'll snap this little bubble right in the exact middle of that line. So if this was 20 feet long from here to here, this is 10 feet from either side. So you can see from here to here is 10 feet, and then from here to here is 10 feet. But I know this is not 20 feet. That was just for argument's sakes. I don't know what the actual distance is, but I can find out using a tape measure. So that's actually 45 feet. So 45 feet, 1 inch, 1 and 13/16 inch. So yeah, I was way off. But for argument's sake, just to really highlight what midpoint is, we can just say that, if this was 20 feet long, the midpoint would be 10 feet from the distance from here, this corner to the midpoint, this corner to the midpoint. All right, so now we already know the line tool, which is a great tool. Now I want you to hit the letter P for the push-pull tool. The push-pull tool is also right here. I'm sorry. Yeah, so that is the push-pull tool. And notice how when I hover over this, the oh, also, do you see how when I make this line here and I close the geometry, it changes from green to gray? This gray means that this is a plane. You see how the green disappears and you can just see that this is just a plane, really, a rectangle. That's important to know because you can only pull up objects that are on a plane. And if I left click and hold and pull up and let go, I created three-dimensional geometry. And if you're wondering how I'm moving this around like this is the orbit command. It's the letter O for orbit. And, you know, that's on the commands list. So here it is, orbit. And there's the line tool. And this is the push-pull tool. And we'll go back to SketchUp. And so this is orbit. If you hold down shift, it changes to the hand command, so you can slide things around and just get yourself in a good position to create. It really takes a lot of practice to get into good positions to you know, create three-dimensional content. The next command I'm going to talk about is the rectangle command. It's the letter R. If you notice a pattern, it's usually the first letter of the command. So I'm just going to make a rectangle here. Leave it at that. Use push-pull. You know, maybe I could push this back or bring this out. I don't know. Let's make something just wild, just cause. Why not? And so that's the rectangle command. And if you don't know where that's at, that's right here. There's also the circle command, and then this is the polygonal command. We're not going to really use that right now, but we'll just go over the circle command since we're here. It's the letter C, or you can just click on that right here. If your keyboard works, the keyboards are a lot faster. And so I'm just going to make a circle, use the push-pull, pull this out, and there you have it. There is the circle command. I can also use, let's see, let's make another circle. I don't know. Let's just do a circle right here. Let's get a little wild. I'm going to zoom in and oh, all right. Didn't mean to do that. Oh, went a little too far out. That's all right. Let's go right here. In fact, let's delete that circle. And now we have a hole. So you can make holes. Let's make another rectangle here. Why not? And let's push that in. So it almost looks like a door pocket. The next tool I'm going to show is the arc. Now the arc, you'll have to left click at one point and left click at another point, and this is basically the diameter of a half circle. And then from here to here is the radius. So see that midpoint? That's the radius. And so that's basically what we're making, is the diameter from endpoint to endpoint when we make the first two clicks, and then that third click is the size of the arc. And then I could push pull this. You know, maybe I want to make a rectangle here. Maybe there's some sort of doorway, or there we go. And you see, I'm just using geometric shapes to create whatever I want to create. And obviously this is not going to last. So if I want to do something about this, maybe I could create a rectangle and, bring down some posts to help support this. Oh, and if you're push-pulling and you touch a plane somewhere else and it says on face, this makes this even with that. See how it's even? So that's the beauty of the push-pull. There you go. That looks more structurally sound. Probably still not, but it's better than what it was. But this is a virtual world, so right now we're just learning the software. Okay, and so that's push-pull. Let me show you the move command. The move command's a great command. Let's just create a little rectangle here, and so I could show you. I'll just create a little box. Push-pull. And if you're asking how I can zoom in, zoom out, it's the letter Z. And if I left click and hold and move my cursor up and down, I can zoom in and zoom out. If you have a mouse, you can just use your mouse wheel. And if you have a mouse, if you click down on your mouse wheel, you can orbit. It's a lot quicker. And so I want to make sure when I do this, I'm looking straight down. If I'm going to look straight down, I can click over here to scenes, and this is the straight down command. Click over here. I'm going to use the hand tool, the letter H for hand, or O for orbit, and then shift, same thing. I'm going to use the select tool. So the select tool is right here, or you could just hit the space bar. I like to hit the space bar. Now you see the select tool has this box, this dash box. If you only select part of the box, it's only going to select parts of it. Notice how all the lines are not selected. Now if I select all of it, all of the lines are selected, all the planes are selected, everything is selected. And so that's what we want when we're moving an object. And so when you go to move an object, you select it first, hit the letter M, and then you can move it. So I like to click off to the side, and if I want to move it, I can move it arbitrarily and just drop it wherever I want. Or if I want to move it a particular distance, I can just type in, like let's say if I want to move this 20 feet, I can type 2, 0, and if you notice on the bottom right, it automatically types it in that distance. And let's just say I want to move it 20 feet, so that's apostrophe, and 6 inches, so 20 feet 6 inches. And that's all I have to type, 20 feet apostrophe 6, and then hit enter, and it'll move it 20 feet and 6 inches. Let's say I want to make a copy of this. I can hit the move command, tap control, and you notice that plus sign that just appeared. So there you have it. And then I can move this 20 feet 6 inches. So I'm going to type that again, 20 apostrophe 6, hit enter, and it moves it 20 feet 6 inches. Now let's say I wanted multiple copies, and let's say I needed 10 copies. I can type in 10x, and bam, 10 copies come out. So that's a pretty cool command. I like that command. I can make stairs right away with this command. So let's just say I wanted to make a rectangle that was 3 feet, so 36 inches. And let's make it 11 inches, 36 on the green. 36. Why isn't that going? There we go. Oh, because my mouse was moving. And then this is 11 inches. Now I want this to be a step, so I'm going to move this up 7 inches. So let's say I want to make this a set of stairs. I'm going to have to actually make this a little deeper. So I'm going to push-pull this. Let's just say 4 inches deeper. All right, and what I want to do is I want to make a line. Make a line here that's 11 inches deep. So I know. And then I could erase this. So when I stack this, this does not look like it's 4 inches. So let's just do this 4 inches. Yeah. So I'm going to push pull this again, and I'll tap this edge right here. I don't know why it's not working. Let me zoom in. Nope. There it goes. That's close enough. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to go ahead and copy this. So move, control, copy this, and drop it right here. And let's just say I need 10 more of those, so 10 times. And bam, I have a set of stairs. And I can go right here and erase this line that doesn't need to be there. Some of you might be asking, you know, why is he going through and erasing those lines? It doesn't have to be that perfect. You're right, it doesn't have to be that perfect, but it looks a lot better than this. This is very confusing on the eyes. And the less lines you have, this is an online version of SketchUp, the less it will bog down and crash. And so I'm trying to minimize that. And there you go. Let me erase that. There you go. A quick set of stairs in less than what? 20 seconds? Or 20, 30 seconds? Yeah. It's done rather quickly. So that's the move command and how you can use it to your advantage. Let's see, what other commands do we have? The erase tools, the letter E for erase. So let's just say, you know what? I didn't need this last step. So let's go ahead and erase this. I can click one line at a time, like that. Or I can left click and hold and just drag and select multiple lines at a time. And there you have it. And then I just need to close this geometry and erase this. And it's good to go. You also have to kind of remember everything as you go, like all the geometry that you created. And so it takes practice. I don't expect people to get it right away, but it takes practice, just like anything. It takes practice. And so that's the erase command. Let's just say I wanted to rotate these stairs. There's a rotate command. That's the letter Q. That's also right here next to the move command. So if you click on the move command, this is the rotate command. You have to select everything first. So the select tool again is spacebar, or right here, the letter Q. And if I want to rotate this set of stairs to where the steps go this way, I like to click just outside of the stairs. I don't want to click on the stairs. So I'll click like right here. And then since it's going towards the red, I need to tell SketchUp, okay, this is how it's already oriented. It's on the red. and now I want it on the green, and it says on green. And that's it. That's how you rotate. And if you need to see that again, go ahead and rewind the video and watch it again. But it takes a little getting used to. The tape command for the tape measure is the letter T. So if I wanted to figure out how tall this was, I got 29 feet, 11/16 of an inch. Oh, I'm sorry, 12 feet. I don't know what I measured. 12 feet, 7/5/16 of an inch. There you go. So that's the tape measure. It's right here. We won't get into these other things. Protractor's pretty cool. We might show you the protractor later, but I think that's it for now. The paint bucket. Some students in class found the paint bucket. Don't use this right away, because once you start adding color and things, that's when it starts to bog down. So just leave it as plain white, and we can color it when it's all said and done. But that's it for SketchUp. If you want to protect your items, you can select everything. I don't want to select her, so I can hold Shift to deselect, and then right click and make a component. And I'll just call this, test house. Name your stuff. Take the time to name your stuff. And you'll see that there's like a force field around protecting this. Like I can't do anything with it. So if I'm going to move it, it'll move the whole thing. It's not going to just move pieces of it. Now if I need to move this and I just grab, and I use the move command and just grab right here, yeah, that's fine. But I have to select this whole thing, where this, I just have to touch it. Just click on it and it automatically selects the whole thing. So we're here, if I just click it and then I hit move, only that part's going to move. And this, you can see how messed up that can get. So I like to use components a lot. It's very advantageous to use it. Rather than selecting this, I can protect this by making it a component. Call this stairs. And good to go. Use the move command. I can make copies of it. Typically I like to make copies of stairs, and I'll place it like inside the house somewhere. And when it's inside the house, I like where it's at, and let's just say I need to add handrails to one side, some sort of railing system. I could totally do that on the copy, and it will automatically pop up, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So I'm going to make a small rail, pull this up. Let's do 42 inches. There we go. And I'll make this a component. Call this a rail. Hit OK. And now what I can do is I can move this to here. Hit Control, copy it to right there, and then hit 10 times, and bam, I have a whole railing system. Granted, I don't need this, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. Unless, I could just put it down here and move it to here, and that way we have like a little taper off at the top. And so what I can do is I can make there we go. I can make a railing system that goes all the way down here. And we'll extend it a little. And so all I'm going to do is copy all this here, and here. And I'm going to move this, copy it, because here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a 3D railing system. And I'm going to push-pull this a little bit. And I need to grab this side. So I'm going to make a copy of this. So select M, Control. And actually, I want to grab this by the middle. So let's do this. So select, move, Control. I selected both. So I have both of them. And then what I can do is I can move this to here. And now I could erase this line and this line. And what I'm going to do is use the Follow Me tool. If I click on this push-pull, here is the Follow Me tool. And this is like the push-pull, but this is like on steroids. So check this out. I'm going to follow this pathway that I created. And it's going to push-pull the entire way. And done. And actually, I want to push-pull a little bit further beyond. And now I can move this or make a component out of it. So right click, component. This is railing, hand railing. And now I can move this, and I already have that center point where this is supposed to be at. And bam. Now I have a railing. And the beauty about working on the copy is, once you're done, the original also changed. And so, anyway, that's getting a little advanced. So that's all. So go ahead and practice SketchUp.